Hi folks, welcome again to G4G on YouTube. I am your ever-present host, Napalm Dawn, and I have got some news to give you guys. There's news I hinted at earlier in the week, and I'm finally set to reveal it. Goofy has released a closed beta 4 to those of us on the testing team. I know big cheers are going to go out. Everybody's going to be super happy. Let me get a few questions and answers out of the way right at the beginning of the video. These are questions you're not going to hear me respond positively to if they are asked down in the video. No, there is not a mobile version. No, there will likely not be a mobile version for the 50 billionth time. Definitely not an iOS version. Android stands a little bit of a chance because it is easier to open source on Android. However, don't count on it at all. Put it out of your brain. Don't even think about it. Now, another question might be, if we go more to this new style that I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, could that mean the Android potential increases? That I don't necessarily know. I don't know the development of this code base on Android. Now, the older Flash base, there were, of course, many Flash games on mobile devices until Flash was killed, but we'll go ahead and talk about that in a few moments. The next question is, can you get access to this closed beta? The answer is no, you cannot. This is only for testers. This is only for show. It is also only a proof of concept due to the major code change, and I did talk about that in a video lately, and of course I'll reveal it again now. Goofy is now coding in Unity, and because he is coding in Unity, it is a more modern language. It is a gaming language. Flash, of course, has been depreciated, so it is certainly hard to maintain things in Flash, but to switch to Unity is a very good sign, because the moment that he did that, the world simply opened up before him, and he has received a lot of assistance because you can assist in Unity coding even if you do not consider yourself a coder. Also, currently over on Humble Bundle is I came over here to look for some game bundles the other day, and there is a Unity bundle here available. I think it is, let me see. Well, there's Unity Tools, and that is up for another 7 days. There is Unity Art. Yes, this is the one that I saw. So I actually brought over my coding and artist girlfriend to Humble Bundle and showed her some stuff, and she was like, ow, what, you actually found some like really good stuff at really good prices. So if you spend, I think, at least 25, you get 28 Unity asset packages over here. Now, these are clear for public domain. This may be able to assist in the project, because things like, okay, monster sounds. This one sounds like an absolutely amazing module for the game, because we have characters that have not been released in the original game, but they are going to be released in Redux when it comes to be an appropriate time for that. And if you have forgotten some of that, I would like to point you out to some of the releases where we've talked about Gorgon, we've talked about Stature, Photon, Jubilee, Ulick. This is the guy related to Elsa, with beginning with a C. I don't think it's Cuthbert, but I'm forgetting. Oh, let's see. Hold on one second. Yeah, you guys are gonna kill me because I should know who this was, and I knew who this was the other day. Cullen. Sorry, guys. Cullen. I mean, there are plenty of characters that are going to be coming when Redux is out there and we go through the original content and everything. And that's up on my channel. You can see the ones that have been discussed publicly. The ones that have not been discussed publicly, I cannot talk about by any stretch. I am also maybe thinking of potentially submitting a spec ops based around Scream and Silence. I fell down a rabbit hole looking into Silence about a week ago, because Silence is now a skin for Scream in Marvel Future Fight. And I was like, ooh, this story seems to almost write itself. There could be a really, really fun spec ops around Scream and Silence here. However, that remains to be up to the team if they think Scream has done things heroic enough to be added as a hero, because we are having a tighter rein on playable quote-unquote villains. The old Sabretooth bomb in the head, you need to be good thing was a little too hackneyed and contrived and a little too ham-fisted. So they want to make sure that anybody who really does heroic things after being a villain is considered. Otherwise, it's just going to be Mugen within Marvel Avengers Alliance, and that is not what the content team is about. So let's go ahead and jump into it. As you can see, this is 9/27/2022. This is the closed test of Beta 4. This is the first time I'm playing a Unity build of the game. I have not done anything with this yet. As you can see, I'm unzipping it fresh. If you need to know how to unzip things when the game actually gets released and everything, as always, stay tuned to the channel to find out when the next public beta becomes released to you. I will tell you this is not breaking confidence. Goofy and I had a discussion today of what would denote a public build, whether or not you want to get something out there to make people happy that they're playing a new build, or make people happy that they're waited a little bit longer but they're playing a more functional build. We had this conversation today. The good news is, if we are having this conversation, that means he's getting there. Really, again, I cannot state enough how much the switch to Unity has created an absolute explosion of work on this, and Goofy's personal life has begun to settle in quite a bit, and with all the help that he can get by people helping him and assisting him in Unity, it has refreshed the blood a little bit. Sort of like, every 5 years Keith Richards goes in for an oil change, and that's how he's still alive. He gets hooked up to the kidneys of a 3-year-old, and that's why he's not the Walking Dead anymore. The same thing has happened to Goofy. He's had a really massive infusion in this, because coding has been the hardest part, and now the animations are. So, as you can see here, we have a Unity crash handler, which is a good sign that we are doing stuff in Unity and not Flash. Also, mono bleeding edge is a very, very common folder you see in games using Unity as the backbone. So let us experience this together, and let us go into Marvel Avengers Redux closed beta 4 for the first time. If you get the firewall stuff, allow it access. This is safe. If you get the Windows Defender screen saying, oh, I don't know if I trust this or not, you should go to show me more options and then tell it to continue. Don't hit the get me out of here. I'm told this can load up a little slow the first time, and there we go. We are now in the Unity build of what could be potentially Beta 4. It looks like we don't have any window resizing, unlike other betas, but that is okay. That is a little minor point. The content team has recently stated that the class icons are now in a circle. I was certainly fine with this, as this really reminds me of a World of Warcraft skin for your action button, your action bar. World of Warcraft, there are a bunch of round skins for it. There's hex ones, there's gears, there's all kinds of ones, but the round ones have always been one of my favorites. So I definitely take a liking to this. Let's just do a fight with what Goofy has presented us with, which is Agent Goofy Troll, Kitty Pryde, Doctor Strange. If you mouse over them, you'll notice there is a tooltip now, and it says statuses. So here you can see Kitty Pryde has a Lockheed status, an Infiltrator. Doctor Strange has Mystic Energy, Sorcerer Supreme, he's a blaster. And the Agent is a generalist, so he's got nothing. Let's see if we can do targeting. So I'll click this upper guy, the Hydra Cannon. Okay. Nothing seemed to happen. Oh, maybe... Oh, there we go. Okay. So I had to pick the ability and then pick the enemy. That is a little bit of a new feature over there, the swell of the damage. Little slower than the original just straight up damage, but I think it's actually a cool effect. And I think it would be phenomenal for crits. Like if you get crit and that number swells and becomes like really big and maybe has a different color than normal, I think that's good. The console's down here to expose a log, but it's over my health. It looks like I'm at 550, 500, and 500. The enemies are at about 175, so we'll pick an attack, then we'll pick a target. And he got one shot by Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was not having any of this Hydra bullshit today. We're going to pick the katana because this weapon always seemed to perform average in the other alphas and betas. Ooh, I heard that sound. Actually, it is in my headphones, so give me 1 second. I want to switch it to my speakers. Oh, the music. I'm sorry if that music was a little too loud, guys. Hold on. Okay, there we go. That should be more tame. Alright, let's pick a different attack. Oh, bleeding! We've got a dot now, folks. Look at this. Taking some damage over there. No crits, generalist, cannon fodder, bleeding, bonus damage, exploit attrition. So, 47 statuses listed here. Not that I think it's actually 47, but let's try a buff. We may have... Oh, we didn't crash. Alright, that's cool. Gun was a really solid hit. Alright, so we're gonna try and change up characters now. Let's try Iron Man. And let's try Hawkeye. We'll stick with some ranged over here. They have an Infiltrator, so it'll be interesting to see if we have class... class abilities. So, okay. As you will notice, I want to point some things out here in this log file. You'll notice multicasting IP. This is the IP of my computer. I'm okay in revealing that because it is inside my firewall and my router and everything, so you're not going to see it. But look at this. Waiting for connection from host 0000. This isn't the classic loopback address, which is 127.0.0.1. However, this is how you can tell that Goofy is not fucking with you. This is not an IP address that exists on the internet. This is your local host. And you can see that it times out and begins to do stuff locally. So if you are ever concerned that perhaps, you know, like if you're concerned for the safety of your computer and everything like that, you should know that that log right there is a good example of how not to be scared, because this is not communicating anywhere on the web. So let's try needle gun, and we'll try it on the officer. The power armor protected. Guys, let me tell you, that power armor stood up and did what he was supposed to do. That tells you right there how far Goofy and the team is coming with this next beta. the status is amazing in and of itself, but when he's getting the game to actually do what it did back then, and protectors are jumping in, that a little emotional there. That's amazing work on Goofy and the coding team's part, because that's so nice to see. I really cannot possibly impart upon you guys what that means for the progress of Beta 4. Animations are still being worked on, so you may be wondering, alright, Napalm, you said he switched to Unity. What does that mean for the speed of progress of the game? Well, you're seeing the combat, the behind-the-scenes progress is taking off at a phenomenal rate. It does mean the animations have to be redone. However, this is where people who are non-code monkeys can help, because anybody can do the animations with just a little bit of assistance. Just a little bit of a prod in the right direction. People can begin creating the animations for these guys, because what you may or may not remember is these characters are basically Pinocchios. The arm is a piece, the chest is a piece. The idle animations that you saw in the older betas, like 2 and everything like that. This arm isn't attached to this chest. It's there through like a wooden dowel, so the chest can move up and down with breathing, regardless of the arm status. You have the flinch effects and everything. I think Phoenix may have some animations. There's a dot. There's burning. Another prime example of just how far this has come, to see dots going off and then the dots doing what they're supposed to do. The Hydra officer is burning. I'm getting used to the fonts. Sometimes in some of the other betas, I've always... The fonts get my, OCD nature. I'm not really OCD, but there's something about me, like when I see references to originals, I really like the fonts down here where the health and the stamina is. It's very modern, it's very crisp. I think maybe this area could be just a tiny bit bigger. My eyes are kind of good for it, but I think there are some people who may find this section down here a little tiny. If you had the ability to resize the window and things scale up, I think that would help. The ability clickers, the ability icons down here are phenomenal. They look really well detailed. They look very, very sharp. The pass, the exit battle, all of this looks very good. The tooltip is going out of the boundary, which is okay. I mean, I don't think this will be a working tooltip. I think this is a very work-in-progress tooltip over here. Even with no idle animations, I mean, it's still really, really cool to see this amount of progress. And the swelling damage numbers, I mean, obviously that was not in the original. I'm really digging it. It's growing on me quite a bit. Although, I mean, boy, when your hits get into the thousands of damage, and when you get those molly setups of multiple thousands of damage, it's going to be really interesting if the swell is kept. What is going to happen? Let me see artwork. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, look at that. Okay. Yeah, let's have a direct comparison like that. So here is, I saved a lot of hits, or a lot of screenshots of Team Molly's Fist, because oh my god, this is one of my favorite PvP teams of all time, because what Iron Fist could do with Molly and the Emerald Prism I speechless what she was capable of. I mean, 88k. Let's look at how big a swell gets now. I mean, when you get into the 3 digits, it gets pretty big. So imagine when it gets into the 5-digit realm over here. Imagine how big that's going to be. Let's single target the power armor. Alright, well, okay, there's a critical. Let's compare. You can slow that down and rewind it and pause it and compare the critical. So I think I know some of what's getting me about the damage font. There's a drop shadow. Well, maybe not a drop shadow. There is an outline to the original font. It is bordered. You can see here along the L, there's black that isn't from the background. You can really see it on the bottom of the 8, the 2, the 6. So I think that is part of it. You can see down here the text for the original health and stamina. It is a little bit bigger down there. The icons, or the class icons, were circular before, so that's really good. The top bar looks phenomenal. Maybe a little pixelated over here. This edge is pretty smooth in the screenshot. This is a tiny bit pixelated. That might be a zoom, maybe a little too zoomed in. This is just phenomenal progress down here. That gun fires 3 times? I didn't know that. Hawkeye stamina is pretty good, so I'm gonna have Goofy Troll pass his turn. We'll see how stamina works here. Ooh, if he lives. Let's see. Put a shield up on Iron Man. Let's see if the shield actually works. And he's got a cooldown. Let's see if we can get that power armor out of here. When was the last time you could remember really being challenged in a PvE fight like this? And whoa! Oh, that's okay. Shield damage. That was cool to see. So yeah, shield damage is working. That's what the blue text was there. More shield damage. Alright. Let's try this barrage. Oh man, the power armor is finally gone. Iron Man has definitely been deflecting quite a bit. Let's needle the officer. Excuse me, Screaming Eagle the officer. He's burning from the last round of missiles. It looks like Iron Man's shield is still holding. Now it's not. No, that was burning on Zemo. He's got to recharge. Stamina works. Alright, let's Screaming Eagle the officer again. Maybe we'll get a nice crit, and we'll get a miss instead. That's also good to see. That also is really, really good progress in combat coding to see misses and crits being part of it. Some of the missile barrage missed. Great coding, Goofy. Hail Hydra. And it'd be interesting to see if the enemies are having stamina issues too, though. Now we'll needle gun. Let's see how much damage the needle gun does. Yes, nice. Okay, maybe we stand a chance now. Zemo is still extremely healthy. We'll see if the Unibeam escalates, except he's out of... Iron Man is out of stamina again. Somewhere Pepper Potts. It's like, aw, Tony, it's okay. It happens to the best of us. Have the agent recharge. This is tense. I gotta tell you, this battle is tense. Oh, we're fucked. So now we should see the agent bleeding, I believe, from Dance of Blood. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Okay. So it goes to a new battle when you lose. Alright, so let's try Daredevil and Black Cat, which is actually a good idea because it's Destroyer. But Daredevil's a scrapper, so maybe I don't want to do that. Actually, let's go find Phoenix. I thought I heard that she's animated. Oh, yep, there we go. Phoenix is animated. Let's see how this battle goes. So there's her idol. It's pretty good. Animation was good. I mean, she gets a little close for it. She gets right up in his iron crotch there. His Uru crotch. And fired that. Great miss on the Screaming Eagle. Of course. Oh boy, Black Cat did not do anything there. Let's see the rock throw. We still don't have tooltips down there. Pretty good. The miss is staying on the screen. Oh, that was obliteration rate. That usually does quite a bit of damage. Yep. And now we're on fire. There's the Screaming Eagle with a good hit. Let's watch Black Cat do absolutely nothing. Yep, absolutely nothing. Let's see if we can see statuses. So we're not seeing statuses down here. If we move over them, I've got burning, reduced damage, bonus damage, exploit. So it seems like some things aren't making sense, but it definitely comes pretty close to what you would expect. Again, right up in the Uru crotch. Boy, I do love hearing Destroyer's abilities. And Black Cat is out of there. 3 strikes and Black Cat is the fuck out. Let's try the rebirth. Will it bring Black Cat back? Destroyer is on fire. Katana did okay, did a better job than Black Cat. Phoenix is on fire. That's kind of comical. We won. It looks like Destroyer burned to death. However, we did not get out of combat. Oh, there we go. Alright, so oh, a two-way fight. Alright. Let's bring in Ketchup Devil. And I think maybe Invisible Woman may have some anime. Yeah, there she is. Those great heaving tracts of land. But she's got huge trucks of land. Yeah, so the animations are good. The spacing is a little odd. She kind of jumped through the burner to do that. But still very good work on the animations. The burner is almost dead. Alright, Daredevil gets in there. So yeah, the ability name font up at the top, it looks like, for clarity's sake, I think everything Playdom did for major combat fonts had an outline to it. That's what it is. That's what's been getting me about some of the older alphas and betas that I can't quite place my finger on when it comes to some of the fonts. It's the outline. Snapkick. I miss Snapkick. You know, I'm not saying I like Daredevil that much in the original game, but I always thought Snapkick was a cool sound with a cool animation to it. Let's see. Alright, let's see if Force Field acts as a proper buff. And it does. There's the shield numbers. Manricky, don't lose that number. Which is a pot kettle black-ism. I want you to go away. Status field. And now we're back. Okay, so we'll hit abort. Abort changes your fights. Okay, that's cool. Alright, we'll do one more. Let's get a bruiser in there. And let's go ahead and see what we have. You know what? I love Magic. I love Magic in just about every game she's ever been in. So, I would like to select you, but I can't. Why can't I? Okay, yeah, sure. Cool. War Machine and Colossus. We could call it Team Heavy Metal. There you go. Bad pun. He got crit. Colossus, Bruiser, got crit. Sorry about your loss there, Colossus. 4 or 5. He got crit again. Damn. 4 or 5 times, Wade. One does not wake up being crit. Ooh, wow, that smash was beefy. Colossus was mad. Oh, you Hydra people made Colossus mad. Now you're gonna make Goofy mad. Let's see how the minigun barrage comes out. Oh, they crit Colossus again. You know what's gonna happen. Very little. That's what's gonna happen. Very little. Now remember, these numbers are low coming from the friendly side of the field because there is no gear, there is no ISO and everything. This is as vanilla as you possibly can get. Alright, let's bring up another old screenshot over here to compare the fonts and everything. So yeah, it's what it is it's some outlining on the fonts. That's one of the things that has been missing. Let's see if I can get a good team screen here. There's a 1 million hit on Zax, which doesn't want to. Oh, why did it show? Where did it go? I think it's on another. It went to another monitor by mistake. I don't know how that happened. All right, let's compare. Okay, yeah, it's decided to go to another monitor. Don't know why. Give me 1 second to see if I can bring that over. There it is. Yo, boy do I miss that tooltip. So I think even there, the Molly Hayes may have a little bit of some outlining going. There may be some outlining in just about everything over here. It sort of fades into the dark background, but I think that might be it. I want to see if I can get a screen with people being listed on the other side. So here's a fun one. This was a bug from back in the day. I messed up Surtur so bad with drained energy that his stats went violently negative, and I actually had problems doing damage to him at this point. I fucked the value so bad. I couldn't do damage to him. I mean, look at this. He had negative 2307 defense and attack, negative 2485 accuracy, negative 2387 evasion. What it reminds me of was a bug in Civilization that because Gandhi was peaceful, this was back in the early days of like Civ 1 and 2, because Gandhi was so peaceful and non-violent, if you applied effects that lowered the animosity of the people you were facing. Gandhi went negative animosity and like negative aggression to the point where he flipped over and became the most aggressive motherfucker in the game, and positively would wreck your shit because the game couldn't handle such a negative value that it flipped it over to positive. Yeah, it's I mean, I think I actually like Goofy's ability squares even better than the original. The font is, it's just kind of a sticking point. It's a needling point for me because I remember the original so much and have so many of the screenshots. Here's a good one with some people on the screen. But I mean, look at how close this is. And I don't honestly think I'm gonna have an old screenshot of the fight before it started. It would be in my videos, but I don't think I have a screenshot of something like that. But I mean, look at how close the combat. And actually, wow, the aspect ratios are almost great. Look at that. The health and status area lines up almost perfectly. If we just a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, that is so amazingly close over there. And, you know, to everybody who's been waiting and waiting and waiting for news about, you know, about 4 and what's happening with it. And, you know, for those who may have been losing a little bit of hope there, like, oh boy, are we ever gonna get 4? Let me tell you, Goofy is really, really close to getting 4 into your grubby little hands there. So this is back over in beta 2. Just so you can see. So here's what the animations were at the time. Here's what the fonts were in 2. Help shows the wheel. I don't think I can launch these, but actually I might be able to launch them both at the same time. Let's try that out. They may be different enough now to do it. It didn't used to work if you tried. Yeah, okay. So here's a direct comparison between the closed beta of 4 with the open beta of 2, fully patched up and its final form. And you're gonna get some double music here, but bear with me. So yeah, let's run a direct comparison. Okay, straight waterfall of the numbers. So it's a little bit more like the classic, but alright, let's get the... Here's the final thing we'll do for this video. Alright, so let's take a Screaming Eagle from Preview 4 to Final of Beta 2. So here's the Screaming Eagle. Oh, well, alright, Spirit 76, but close enough. Yeah, actually, yes, Spirit 76, Spirit 76. Multiple hits, which I don't know that the Spirit is supposed to do, but what do you guys like better? Do you like the swell of the numbers? Or do you like the waterfall of the numbers? Don't worry about the speed. The speed will come eventually as Goofy and the team begin to optimize this. So that was an AoE from Colossus. Here's an AoE from Quicksilver. This font, if you watch this damage font really, really carefully when I hit this Hydra Soldier. The outline is there. The sparkle up here in the ability name, which isn't in this version, it's just a straight text. I actually don't want to see the sparkle because sometimes the sparkle makes me... the sparkle always used to get stuck on your screen when the game would lock up. So I have a bit of PTSD over there. I do like the font up here better. Okay. Let's wait for this music swell to go. So now I'm going to compare that ability font really, really closely to the preview of Beta 4. I think I like Beta 2's ability font better. But that's just me. I do like when the AoE crits and swells and everything. I admittedly do like that. And I know the speed will get there. I'm going to reserve judgment until the speed comes up as quick. It's still a little slow, so I'm not going to be too harsh on it right now. And that probably comes from switching over to Unity and doing the optimization and everything. Let's change the Colossus here. Okay, so we'll have a direct comparison. Yeah, that sparkle gives me PTSD. It really does. The bolt action was a murder cannon in those betas. It was very overtuned. But alright, let's hit a big AoE over here from Colossus. Yeah, it's a little unfair to compare now because the speeds are different. The swell up is good. I wouldn't mind it being a little bit faster. And it is a fun effect. That's not something I would imagine is fair to ask Goofy to set as a customization. Like maybe have it built into the UI that you can choose like original fonts versus new fonts, like original waterfall damage versus swell up. If that could become a UI feature, that would be fantastic. I think it would be great for a lot of user customization. However, I encourage people not to ask Goofy for customizations that are not in the game yet. Let's focus on getting you know, stable beta clients and animations and everything before we ask for features. You know, work on the must-haves instead of the nice-to-haves. But yeah, there you go, guys. So hopefully in maybe the next few weeks over here, there will be a open beta 4 out for you guys, and you guys get to play around with this and have as much fun as I am. So hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the wait from the beginning of the week was worth it. And yeah, I know I stuck in the Final Fantasy Record Keeper and Atlas lawsuit videos in there, but they needed to be done too. So enjoy, everybody. Take care.